Sometimes in life, I regret not having a good family. I see people around me surrounded by loving parents and siblings, and it makes me envy them. I never had a chance with my father. He died when I was 2.5. I don't even have many memories of him. It was always me, Harper, my mom, Ruth, and my brother, Benji. Ever since Benji was born, I considered him my best friend. I loved him a lot and often helped my mom take care of him. I really did love my family, but I later realized that they had no love for me. It all started when I was 14. My brother Benji was 12 at the time and really tall for his age. He was a voracious eater and was way stronger than me, who was skinny and a little weak. I don't know what made Benji snap, but he stopped being my loving brother a while ago. He was now downright mean to me and often did things that would end up hurting me. He would steal and break my things out of anger and pull my hair whenever I was near him. At first, I had chalked it up to him being stupid, but I slowly realized that he was downright bullying me. My mom was no help since she worked all day and only returned at night. Initially, Benji would act nice when mom was around, but that changed as well. Still, my mom simply couldn't bring herself to care. One thing I must say is that Benji was a great student and actually topped his classes. Meanwhile, I was pretty average and sometimes struggled with grades. Benji saw this as a reason to bully me in any way possible. What started out as making fun of me and insulting me slowly turned into something horrible. Benji would hit me and shove me whenever I disagreed with something he was doing. He would throw things at me, and one time he almost pushed me down the stairs. My mom knew and saw everything, but never came to my rescue. She never even yelled at Benji for assaulting and humiliating me continuously. It was only my mother's twin sister, Aunt Helen, who saw the signs and begged me to tell her everything. She said, "If there is something going on at the house, you need to tell me, Harper. I will help you." "No, Aunt Helen, everything is fine. You don't have to worry. But I've seen your bruises, Harper. I know something is wrong." "Oh, you know how clumsy and weak I am, Aunt Helen. I always end up tripping and hurting myself. It's nothing, really." I knew that my aunt was worried, and it really warmed my heart that she cared. No one else did that for me. My mom and brother didn't care. Still, I didn't want to see them in trouble, so I kept my mouth shut. I let the abuse continue for years until one day I couldn't take it anymore. I still remember that night very clearly. I was 17 and a few months away from graduation. Benji tried to choke me because I dared to take back my laptop from him that he had borrowed without permission. That was the night when I broke down and went to my mother for help. I said through tears, "Mom, I can't take this anymore. Please just talk to Benji and do something. He has crossed all limits. You need to stop him." "What do you expect me to do exactly?" I told him to stop, but he didn't listen. "But you don't even punish him, Mom. He needs to be disciplined." Every time it is me who has to let go and forgive him, even though I am the one with the scars. I was desperate, guys. Mom never stood up for me, and I didn't know why. It was almost like she hated me sometimes. She would join Benji in making fun of me. But I had hoped that she would at least stop the physical abuse when it got this bad. But I was so wrong about my mom. No matter how much I loved and forgave my family, they would never change themselves for me. I would always be their punching bag. That became clear when my mom angrily said, "I will not discipline my lovely boy for a useless daughter like you. You deserve what Benji did to you because you are a good-for-nothing girl. I am pretty sure you will amount to nothing in life, so I will not waste my time and energy on you." Mom, how could you say that to me? I am also your child. You are showing favoritism towards your son because of nothing. Are you deaf along with being dumb? I just told you that my son is a sweetheart. He is doing so well in school and will definitely make me proud one day. You, on the other hand, will only become a failure and bring shame to me. Maybe if Benji smacks you around a little, you will finally learn to do better. Mom, are you really encouraging Benji to hit me? You are encouraging my younger brother to raise his hands at me? I couldn't believe what my mom had just said. She was actively encouraging Benji to not only bully, but also assault me. It made my blood run cold, and I was actually scared for my well-being. Just imagine that, guys. I was a vulnerable 17-year-old girl who felt unsafe around her own family. And her family, instead of being a protective shield from danger, were actually discussing how they would abuse her. I kid you not, but my mom was straight up laughing at me and cheerfully said, "Why not? I don't see what is the problem with that. Like I said, maybe it will end up putting some sense into that thick brain of yours." What do you say, Benji? I doubt hitting Harper would help her become clever. She has always been a dumb girl with no hope for the future. But for the sake of her future, I am willing to try it. She is my sister, after all. D, your brother is being such a darling and all you can do is complain. You need to quit being such a diva or else I will kick you out. My house is not a place for drama. Do you understand that, Harper? One more bad word about him and I will throw you to the streets. I hung my head in shame and to hide my tears. My heart was breaking inside and I was actually shaking. I did my best to run back into my room, but I kept stumbling because my legs wouldn't stop shaking. Mom and Benji saw me struggling and proceeded to laugh loudly at me while calling me names. I somehow managed to go into my room and lay on the bed, hoping that Benji wouldn't barge in to do what our mother asked. I was terrified of how far he would go. I had two options that day, guys. I could have stayed quiet and just taken whatever abuse that my mom and brother were putting me through, or I could take action to protect myself before it was too late for me to do anything. I was 17, so running away wasn't going to be an option. So I wouldn't try to do that. Plus, I was scared of worse consequences if I was caught and brought back into the house. I had almost no plan in mind, but I wasn't ready to give up. I wanted to get out before the abuse got worse. I wanted to have a chance to live a healthy life. I chose to take action and protect myself. And there was one person who I thought would help me. The doorbell to our house rang in about 2 hours. Thankfully, within this time, Mom and Benji had stayed away. From what I could hear, they were busy watching a movie downstairs. Meanwhile, I took the time to pack a bag with essentials and my important documents. I was getting out of the house and I had someone who was willing to help me. That someone, who was also at the door, was Aunt Helen. Helen might be my mom's twin sister, but they look nothing alike and have different personalities. While Mom had turned into this vile woman, Aunt Helen was an absolute angel. For the longest time, Aunt Helen had been pestering me to tell her what had been going on in my home. She had sometimes seen bruises on me, which she always took pictures of. You know that I always told her that I was being clumsy and hurt myself because of that. I don't think she ever believed me, but she also didn't have any other suspicions to go on. She kept telling me to call her whenever there was a problem at home. I never took up that offer before that night. That night, I called her and cried my heart out while telling her everything. She was at my mom's door to take me with her. When I came downstairs, I could see my mom angrily yelling at Aunt Helen. "What makes you think you can take my daughter away? This is not your house and you don't get to do whatever you want here. I will do whatever I want and you will watch, Ruth. I am going to take Harper away since you plan on making her your son's punching bag. Well, that won't be happening on my watch, sister. You, where did you hear it? You, Harper, it was you, wasn't it? You sold us out to my sister? You think she can save you? Just you wait, you stupid girl. You will pay for this." Mom was now looking straight at me with the angriest look on her face. I was scared out of my mind and thought that she might attack me. She was looking really scary. Her tone also wasn't pleasant and had a promise of hell. But this time, I knew that Aunt Helen would protect me. She had promised to protect me. I have had enough of this suffering. I wanted it to end. Mom was actually about to angrily walk up to me when Aunt Helen stopped her and said, "I would choose my words carefully if I was you, Ruth. I will not have you speak to Ruth that way or threaten her. You and your son will never lay a hand on her again." "We will see about that. What are you going to do about it, Helen? Don't tell me how to raise my kid. I can do whatever I want with my daughter." Agree with that sentiment, Ruth. "I have plenty of proof that there has been abuse going on in your house for a while. I have pictures and everything, not to mention the fact that I see a brand new bruise forming on her neck right now. Are you threatening me right now, Helen? Do you think that will scare me or something?" "Yes, I am threatening you right now. If you know what is best for you, you will keep your mouth shut. Harper is coming with me and that's final. If you stir up trouble, I will go straight to the cops." "Fine, then take her. She is a useless daughter to me anyway. I have nothing to do with her. Keep this burden with you. As for you, Harper, don't expect me to take your back when you come crawling. You are no daughter of mine anymore. Despite everything, Mom's words hurt me a lot. After I went home with Aunt Helen, I cried into my arms that night. I missed school for 2 whole days because I wasn't in the state of going anywhere. Besides, I was scared of getting into Benji's path, although he was mindful never to abuse or bully me in public. Aunt Helen had also called up my mom and warned her that Benji better not try anything on me at school. I guess that word got across since Benji never physically bullied me. I somehow managed to study my butt off in my final year and managed to get decent marks at graduation. On the day I graduated, I only had my Aunt Helen show up. My mom wasn't even interested in coming, even though I had invited her. She wrote back that she didn't want to embarrass herself by being recognized as the mother or a loser. I was at that point in life where those words made me angry instead of sad. I had worked hard and had wanted my mom to be at least a little proud of me. She couldn't even do that for me. On the day of my graduation, I saw everyone classmates' mothers turn up and cheer for their child. It was like a punch to my gut. I was heartbroken, but also super angry. That was the day when I made a vow that I would never consider my mom and brother as my family again, and they would never get any kind of help in this lifetime. Years passed, 8 years to be exact. I ended up going to college after my aunt offered to pay for it. She was a single working woman and had some money to offer towards a college fund. She wasn't rich by any means, but was willing to give me her savings so that I could have a nice future. I went to college, took up a minimum wage job, and worked hard to get a degree. I am proud today that I made it to my college. I got an amazing job after college and ended up buying an apartment after living frugally for a year. I still have the mortgage though. I also moved Aunt Helen into the apartment since I was planning to get married to my fiance soon. He had his own house, so my apartment would be sitting empty. I let Aunt Helen like their rent-free pack back and thanked her for her help. Somehow word got back to my mother and brother that Aunt Helen had been living in my apartment and soon she would have it all to herself. My mother and brother decided that it was time for them to make an appearance in my life. They showed up to my apartment acting like everything was fine. I let him in solely because I had been waiting for the day when I would be able to serve their just dessert. I knew why they were at my place. I said, "Wow, someone showed you after 8 long years. To what do I owe this pleasure? How are you, Harper? It's been so long since I have seen my daughter. I missed you so much." Yeah, we missed you, big sister. I really wish we could have kept in touch. The house has been lonely without you in it. Try again, guys. Everyone knows that I wasn't the reason why we lost contact. You want me to remind you, too, that you could have reached out but never did. Oh, Common, Harper, it's been such a long time. Let's not talk about the past. Those were some bad days, but we are over it now. You shouldn't bring up the past after so many years. You know that we are not the same people anymore. So my mother and brother were going to pretend that nothing had happened 8 years ago. They wanted me to let go and pretend that everything was rainbows and sunshine. As usual, they wanted me to sweep everything under the rug for their own benefit. Well, I wasn't going to do that. It was amusing to see them try and dismiss everything, but I wasn't going to let things go after all. So I said, "With the pleasantries, Mom, just tell me what you want. I know for sure that you aren't here because you feel bad about what happened." Come on, Ruth, you can't keep bringing back the past. We do feel bad about what happened. We can't change that now, but we can try again to be a family. You have made it big and we are proud of you, Harper. Let's just leave things in the past and move on. We are family. And we should stick together. We are going through tough times and you should help us out a bit. Are you referring to the fact that you beat up a girl in college for which you got arrested and sent to jail? Benji's face went white when I said that. Mom was looking away in shame. I knew all about what those two were up to. Extended family members loved to gossip and he made headlines in our city. So my wonderful brother decided to push a girl because she turned him down. I always knew he was violent, but Mom's nonchalance had made him escalate his behavior. Now he was in deep trouble. I heard that Mom had to sell her house to book him out and pay for a good lawyer. He is still looking at a jail term because the girl came from an influential family. Benji had also lost his scholarship and no one wanted to offer him a job in our small city. So I believe he and our mother were at my place to beg for some kind of help. Mom said, "You already know how tough these times are for us. We thought we could use some of your help." And what kind of help did you expect from me? You must know that I had to sell the house because of what happened. I am working, but it is getting difficult to rent a place. I was hoping you would let us live with you. So that's why they were at my place. They had expected me to happily let him live with me. I guess they thought that they were as good as my Aunt Helen. The audacity was astounding, and all I could do was laugh and say, "No, I am not going to let you live with me. What made you think I would just agree to this? This is never going to happen." "What, but why? You are letting Aunt Helen live with you? She is not even your real family. We are your brother and mother." Are you seriously comparing yourselves to Aunt Helen? How much more delusional can you be? You abused me, Benji. Mom supported you and even encouraged you in the end. Aunt Helen is the reason why I am here. You two are not my family, she is. How can you say that, Harper? I gave birth to you. You can't just talk to me about a small mistake I made years ago. I can always count on you to dismiss my traumas. You never really cared about me, did you? All you cared about was your precious son who would make it big. Yes, he did make it big, but probably not in the way you had imagined. Sadly for you, I won't be the one helping you clean his mess. Ruth and Benji looked taken aback by my coldness. I wasn't like this in the past. I was a sweet and caring girl who forgave her family despite what they put her through. But I had learned my lesson the hard way. My family was never going to change. They didn't deserve my love and care. They only deserved my wrath. Benji and Mom realized that, so they proceeded to cry and beg for help. They said, "I know what I did to you and others was wrong, Harper, but please just help me out this time. I am already paying for my sins." I don't think that's enough, Benji. You deserve what is coming to you. You deserve it all. And I don't care what happens to you or Mom, she deserves it too. Please don't say that, Harper. We are your family. You need to help us. We will do anything. Sorry, this useless daughter can't help you, Mom. You are not my family. Aunt Helen is my family, along with my fiance. You two are nothing but a bad past that I won't keep in my life. Now leave my house and don't come back. Benji and my mom really wouldn't take no for an answer. They stayed in my apartment for a while. They kept begging and pleading with me to help them. It was pathetic to see their desperate attempts at trying to make me show mercy. I knew that things were tough for them, which was why they were being so awfully desperate. However, I couldn't bring myself to care because of their horrible behavior towards me. They were in a bad situation of their own making, and I wasn't someone who was going to reward bad behavior. So I remained as hard as stone. In the end, my aunt arrived home and we both kicked Benji and my mom out. When they wouldn't leave and threatened me, I laughed and told them that they shouldn't look for more trouble. My aunt also reminded them that she still had plenty of proof of their abuse towards me and was not unwilling to use it. That made them shut up and leave out of fear. And when they did, I finally breathed a sigh of relief. Benji and my mom disappeared from my life altogether. However, I still got to know about their whereabouts from my family. I am happy to say that Benji has disappeared completely while my mom is still struggling to make ends meet. Apparently, a few days after they left my house, they had a massive fight and Benji ended up hitting my mother. I guess that made her finally see what a monster she had created. She immediately kicked him out of her tiny rented trailer and threatened to take legal action. This time, instead of escalating, Benji decided to go on the run. Mom tried to reach out to me and came back to my apartment for forgiveness, but my aunt showed her the door and told her not to bother me again. I am so grateful to her for having my back. So, this was the tale of how I got rid of my abusive family. I am now happily married with no contact with my mom or brother. I still have a great relationship with my aunt, who I see as a mother right now. My fiance's family has also taken me in as their own, and I feel it is a reward for me for going through all the struggles in my life. I never plan to get back in contact with my mom and brother, though. They are not worth my time and effort, and they definitely don't deserve to be in my life.